Okay, I had to switch locations there, Dad. So anyway, showed you how to plug the power in. Looks like the power goes over here on the left side. Doesn't matter if it goes up or down. The power button is up here on the top right corner. You got on the left side here, you got the volume rocker switch down and up, obviously. And as you press them, you get a little meter up here that shows you what your volume is set to. So you're going to get this thing in the mail. Hopefully it'll have charge in it. You're going to hit the button up top here, and you're going to wonder what in the world you're supposed to do. So what you do is you take your finger and you swipe it up like that, and I've got it set up for you. It's going to ask you for a pin, which I made a really easy one, and we can change it at some point if you want. It's just right down the center here. It's 2580. You hit the 2580 and it's going to come up. I was obviously searching Slick Deals here, but you see this little Windows symbol right here? This is going to get you out of all kinds of jams. All you need to do is just tap it, and this is going to take you. This is what Windows 8 looks like. You've probably seen it in the commercials and stuff. This is going to take you to the home screen for the new Windows 8. And from here, it looks different, but it's really not so different from what you've been using. It's just that this configuration, it is fine-tuned to work with your fingers, to where you don't really need a keyboard for any of this stuff. So one of the first things I'll show you is, you're gonna turn it on. Hopefully it's charged up, and you're gonna want to get on the internet and check stuff out. So you're gonna hit Internet Explorer, and this may come up when I ship it to you. I don't know, but let's just start fresh here. Alright, so you're going to open Internet Explorer, and this is pretty much what it's going to look like. And instead of the address bar being at the top up here, the www.whatever.com, it's at the bottom now. It's down here. And the way you're going to input addresses is you're going to touch that, and you're going to get a virtual keyboard that pops up, and you're going to go to whatever you want to go to. So I'll use CNN as an example because I go there all the time checking the news. I'm going to hit CNN, and I can hit, if you see there, if it'll focus in on it, it's typing it in. Here, I'll do it again. I'm going to hit CNN. I was really having trouble focusing on that, but I think you get the gist. And I can go ahead and hit .com in that address bar, or up here it's already prompting me for stuff that it thinks I might be looking for. So I see CNN.com up here is the very first one, so I can go ahead and just touch that, and it'll load up the web page for me. So then the way you scroll with this is just scroll down, just like the internet is, except you just use your finger, And so if you wanted to go to over here tech, and we wanted to look at the new iPhone coming out September 10th, I'm just going to touch it, and it's going to load it up. And then you scroll down, read your story, and everything's all hunky-dory. So let's say you get down to the end of the story here, and you're like, okay, well now how do I go back? I don't have a back arrow. All you're going to do is you're going to take your finger down here, you're going to start in the black area, and you're going to swipe up, and then you're going to see the back arrow over here. Over here you've got the refresh, you got the little wrench for tools if you wanted to hit your internet options and stuff. See view on the desktop, find on page. It gives you some options there if you hit tools. But let's say we wanted to go back to the main screen of CNN, so I'm just going to hit the back arrow. And it's going to take me back. Ching. Okay, so let's try a different site. So I'm going to touch the address bar there, and I'm going to I'll type in something I haven't been to before. Okay, so I'm going to hit www, and I'm going to hit the dot, I'm going to hit We'll do discovery. And then down here we've got a .com button, so I don't have to type in .com. I can just hit the .com button, and then up here in the address bar we've got discovery.com, and then we've got a go button over here. I'm going to hit go, and it's going to take me to discovery.com, just like it would on your laptop if you typed it in. And you just scroll down with your thumbs until you find what you're looking for. Gold Rush, my favorite show. And you know, this is pretty much it. So let's say you wanted to come out of here and you wanted to go into your mail. All you're going to do, remember this little window symbol down here? You're going to hit that. It's going to take you back to your home screen here. And there's kind of a shortcut. This is an app. All these apps you heard about, and you don't have to use this, but you can. I'll help you get it set up. You can hit this Mail app, and it's going to ask you to add your Yahoo account in here, and it's going to have the mail all set up for you. I'll show you on my iPad real quick. So this is my iPad, and the iPads have like their own app for mail. So we had the big button over here on the Surface that, like, if I tap this, once it's set up, it's going to take you right into your Yahoo Mail. On the iPad, it's very similar. They got a little button down here. I tap it, and then it'll go right into I've got my two mailboxes set up, Yahoo and Gmail. We'll just tap on the Yahoo one here. And then it just brings up all my Yahoo Mail. And why would you use this versus going to yahoo.com and then clicking on mail? You don't have to, but this is the app, and it makes it a lot cleaner, a lot easier. You don't have to log in. Once we set up your account with your email address and password on here, you won't have to log in to your mail anymore when you're using your Surface tablet. All you'll have to do is just tap that button, and then it'll bring up the mail, and you'll be able to use it no problem. And it'll look similar to what I have over here on the iPad, and then the mail, you just scroll through it this way. This is one of those things, Dad, where I'll have to, in order to help you get set up right, we'll do the remote desktop into this thing, and I can watch what you're doing, and then I can take over and help you out when we need to. Since I know that function works now, that'll be a lot easier for you to learn how to use this stuff, especially where mail is concerned. But we'll hit that button for now, and there's some other stuff on here you can kind of poke around on. It's got a weather app right here set up for Honolulu, and it supposedly uses your internet address to find out where you are, and it'll update your weather automatically when you get ready to use it. But you can scroll through here through all the weather stats that you want, and hit the home button. The store is the app store, so if you wanted to get a new app on here, you would press this and it'll take you to the store. I downloaded the eBay app on here for you, just to give you one of the apps to try, and I'll show you that one here in a second. This is gonna load up, and this is something you haven't dealt with because you just haven't had a mobile device, and you don't really need to mess with this, so don't worry about this too much. All these apps are just a fancy catchphrase for programs. It's just like we used to install programs on the old PCs to do stuff. That's what apps are. So back in the day, I would have had, if I wanted to install Adobe Photoshop, I would have had to get a CD from Adobe, and put it in the computer, and then double-click install, and it would install the program for me. But here, you don't have to do that. Inside the store, and a lot of these apps are free, you click on Adobe Photoshop Express, and it says it is free. We'll just install this just to do it. You tap install, and then you can see the little dots scrolling along the top up here. It shows you, this is the only way on here that you know anything is being downloaded and installed. So the dots are doing their thing, and it looks like it has installed itself. So what we'll do is we'll go back to click the Windows button, go back to our home screen over here, and oh, look there, we've got Adobe Photoshop Express. It says it's pending, so it's still doing a little work. Oh, now it's installing. If you see down there in the lower left-hand corner, it's installing. There's a YouTube app on here, so the YouTube app, we got a notification up there saying it was Adobe Photoshop Express was installed. YouTube app, you don't have to use it again. You can just go to Internet Explorer. You swipe up here. Well, I guess I didn't need to. You tap on that address bar, type in YouTube, and use your .com button. Hit go. And there's YouTube on the internet. But there's an app dedicated just to YouTube. If you're a big YouTube fanatic, you go on here and the app is supposedly streamlined just for YouTube content. So if you notice here, I'm swiping from the black up and I don't get that Internet Explorer bar because it's not Internet Explorer, it's actual YouTube program. And from there you could click on the search box up here and you see our little keyboard pops up again, and we could search for, I don't know, LS6. We'll just see what comes up from an LS6 search, and we got several prompts there. And I guess I should have showed you that. So this keyboard, with this virtual keyboard, comes up, and you see on here it's only just letters. You've got this arrow over here, which will give you a capital. If I press it once, it'll let me do one capital letter. If I press it twice, it turns white, and then it's all caps. So I can type as many capital letters as I want. And I press it again, and we go back to lowercase. If I need a number, press the button underneath it, and then I get a keypad over here. Okay, and there's a little space bar if you wanted spaces between your numbers or something. And then all your symbols over here. And to go back to regular keyboard, you go there. I probably shouldn't do this now, but I'll show you. To make things even more confusing, there's a little keyboard button right here. And there's different kinds of keyboards you can select. This one right here, the second from the right, if you press that, it changes the keyboard type. This is more of a standard keyboard layout, that just like the one on your laptop you're used to. You can use this if you want. You'd hit Shift to get your capital, Caps Lock to have all capital letters, and then your numbers are up here.